staff. Now I have a surprise for you.
Over the past decade, some of the most popular and respected PC games have come courtesy of a company we're sure you're familiar with, Valve Corporation. Hits like Half-Life, Team Fortress, and Counter-Strike cemented the company as a powerhouse, and their Steam platform arguably changed the face of PC gaming. Here on Pop Fiction, we've been console-centric for the entirety of the series. But it's time to remedy that.
The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Back in 2007, Valve released a new little game that would go on to become a phenomenon, Portal. Before moving on, we want to warn you that this episode will tread into spoiler territory. The first-person puzzler has players taking on the role of a test subject named Shell as she attempts to escape from Aperture Laboratories. It's no easy task with a malicious artificial intelligence called GLaDOS overseeing the facility, harboring an ill intent to kill the unsuspecting hero. Portal's unique use of portable holes and physics-based challenges presented players with a fresh take on puzzles, making it an instant classic. Likewise, GLaDOS's clever dialogue and dark humor made the AI a fan favorite.
Any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck.
As players made their way through each of the test chambers, subtle clues revealed the true story behind Aperture Science. Details emerged through GLaDOS's chatter, while scrawled messages hidden throughout the chambers brought light to the sinister events. GLaDOS became corrupted and released a deadly neurotoxin into the facility, killing most of the scientists. However, one survived, an employee named Doug Ratman.
Enrichment Center regulations require both hands to be empty before any cake.
Over the course of the game, you come across messages scribbled by Ratman, some of which display the phrase, "The cake is a lie." As Chell makes her way through each test chamber, GLaDOS occasionally references a cake that awaits her as a reward, and at times threatens to withhold the treat when Chell doesn't comply to the rigid testing regimen.
I'm going to kill you, and all the cake is gone.
In a non-interactive ending sequence, players finally get a glimpse of the supposed cake, only to have its candle snuffed out by a mechanical arm. The implications of this image weren't fully realized until 4 years later in the game's sequel, Portal 2. However, that didn't stop rampant speculation and crazy theories regarding the true nature of Portal's infamous cake. After the game's release, players began messing around with the developer console functionality in the PC version, enabling a feature known as No Clip. The No Clip function allowed players to walk through walls, handy for cake detectives. After scouring the game's maps in search for hidden Easter eggs and other secrets, somebody eventually came across the room from the ending sequence containing the cake. Word soon spread about the mysterious room, though fans claimed you had to use cheats or dev console functions to reach it. However, sometime after this discovery, there were reports that players could reach the fabled cake room in both the PC and Xbox 360 versions of the game, without the use of any cheats, hacks, or game-altering commands. Maybe just a portal or two. Better yet, there were some who claimed that accessing the room could lead to an alternate ending. Come with us now as we peek through the portal to see what truth there is to this bewildering tale. And, oh yes,
Cake and brief counseling will be available at the conclusion of the test. Thank you for helping us help you help us all.
our goal was to reach the cake room without the use of cheats, hacks, or the dev console. The plethora of resources and videos out there all pointed to a similar set of instructions for reaching the room using something known as a portal bump. In order to perform a portal bump, you shoot one portal at a surface and then shoot the other portal at the exact same spot. If the surface is thin enough, like some walls in the game, then the second portal will appear on the other side of the plane. This essentially creates a doorway or tunnel, allowing you to step back and forth. When used in certain areas, this trick allows you to step outside of the room, gaining access to the area outside of the normal game map. You need to make your way to Test Chamber 19 and proceed as normal. This is the point in the game where you go beyond the normal test chamber and into the rest of the facility. Keep progressing through the facility until you come out of the sewers into a large open room with several turrets and bridges high above you. Clear out the turrets and use the portals to reach the lowest bridge and make your way into the room shown on the screen. Once inside this room, you'll need to fire a portal at this wall. Fire another portal at the same spot to perform a portal bump, which should allow you to peek through and see an area outside the normal game map. From this point on, you'll need to fire the portal that appeared on the outside of the wall you're looking out from, not the portal you're stepping through to look through. You'll need to peek through the portal hole and fire your other portal at specific spots on the map, but make sure you quickly retreat back to safety before your shot hits its mark. The goal here is to get a clear shot at a specific part of the map, the top of the cake room. Once you reach the top of this room, you need to fire one portal at a pillar on top of the roof and then another portal directly below it. Then step into the portal on the floor and you're going to clip your way into the cake room below. If you did this correctly, you should be inside the room and free to move around. Approach the cake, and you should see a companion cube nearby. Take the companion cube and place it on top of the cake, and then follow a similar set of instructions from above to make your way back to the regular game map and resume playing. Complete the game, and you should now see an alternate ending. Thankfully, there were plenty of video guides to performing the test above to help us out. Otherwise, we might have gotten lost. Even with these detailed instructions, it's very easy to get stuck or mess the process up, so we recommend saving right before attempting this trick. After some initial frustrations, we eventually made it inside the cake room as advertised. We placed the companion cube on top of the cake and then began our difficult voyage home. The return trip proved to be more difficult. Our initial attempts always ended with us getting stuck, so we'd have to reload back to the cake room and try again. Eventually, we made it to the spot where we needed to portal bump to again gain access back to the normal map, but we screwed up, resulting in a happy accident. When we reloaded our last checkpoint, the game threw us into the room we were trying to reach, allowing us to proceed as normal. However, you can either portal bump your way back into the normal game map or return using the same clipping trick that allowed us to gain access to the cake room in the first place.
I have your brain scanned and permanently backed up in case something terrible happens to you.
We resumed our path towards the showdown with GLaDOS and emerged triumphant. The ending played out normally, culminating with the cake room scene where a mechanical arm comes in to put the candle on the cake out. However, the companion cube now sat on top of the cake, and to our amusement, the mechanical arm could not reach the candle. Unfortunately, that's where the fun ended. The game could not proceed any further, leaving us stuck at this scene. Ultimately, this proved quite entertaining and made for a fun story, but it's obvious this alternate ending wasn't intended by the developers. We reached out to Valve, but they declined to comment on the matter, probably due to the absurdity of the topic and the played-out nature of the cake is a lie meme. However, back in March of 2010, Valve updated the game to include an extended ending. In the scene on the surface after the destruction of GLaDOS, originally, the camera remained static. But in the revision, the sequence was altered to imply Chell was dragged away to better connect the game to its sequel, Portal 2. This was just a minor revision, however, and isn't related to reaching the cake room early. Though we came up empty-handed, there's one cool Easter egg surrounding the cake that is true. On some of the monitors in the facility, there's a corrupted message that actually displays a set of ingredients for the cake. While these ingredients are somewhat close to accurate, they have some oddities that likely wouldn't make it a very tasty treat, like fish-shaped dirt and solid waste. However, the cake in Portal actually shares a connection with the real-life counterpart. In an article posted on Game Informer's website back in March of 2010, it was revealed that Valve went to the Regent Bakery and Cafe nearby its offices in Redmond, Washington, to get the bases for the in-game version of the cake, which is actually called a Black Forest cake. The owners of the cafe were kind enough to share their ingredients for the creation, allowing for hordes of fans to have their cake and eat it too. So while the cake might not be a lie in real life, it most certainly doesn't hold the key to a secret ending in Portal. Though we have to admit, this myth certainly makes for one amazing tall tale.
There's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on